dirty.
My gun used to hold 12, now it hold 30.
Now I hold 30. Now I hold 30. Now I hold 30.
Nigga, now it hold 30.
This is a Jmix exclusive.
You know, the dude, outside of the music shit, like I say, like he was my brother, like outside of the music shit, I had more fun with Tupac doing non-music oriented things. Just fucking around, going to eat barbecue, just hanging around with his mom, you know, at the house, smoking, going to clubs, fucking with bitches, just on some regular nigga shit. Like, so the impact that he had on people still, I don't feel it like everybody else does, because he was just my homie. Like, it's times when I do interviews with people, because I don't do a lot of these Tupac interviews, and you know when you hit me that I was like, is this the interview about Pac? Like, I don't mind answering questions about my boy, but my whole thing is, like, a lot of this shit is me and his business. And then there's so many people that love him so much that if I speak a certain way, then they start feeling a certain way about me. You know what I mean? And that's why I just never really do a lot of talking about it. You know what I mean? All the shit, because I don't do a lot of this talking about Pac, because a lot of people want to know it. And I meet people all the time, and that's the first thing they say, damn, you fucked with Pac. How was he? What kind of nigga was he? What did y'all used to do? Blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And we just had a regular homeboy. Shit, it's just like one of your homeboys. Like, it's people that interview me, and they be like, hey, you think you could bring some pictures? Do you have any, like, old pictures of you and Tupac? I mean, I don't have really no pictures of, like, me and my homeboys, because we don't be out like, hey, let's take some pictures together. This my nigga. And when I want to fuck with the nigga, I pull up on him, and we go smoke and focus some bitches or whatever we go do. It ain't like we need to document our hanging out today, so let's make sure we get some pictures. Now, I do have some pictures of me and Pac, but it wasn't one of them type of things. Like, it's just like, shit, we just hanging it's like I don't photograph my cars. I done had 1 million cars, 1 million trucks and bikes and shit like that, and people be like, hey, you got a picture of you? No, I didn't really take a picture of it. I mean, because it was mine. It was in my garage. Whenever I wanted to see it, I just open the garage and see the motherfucker. It wasn't like I never buy shit with the intention of being able to hold a picture of him and be like, hey, look, I used to have this. Like, I don't move like that. So that's how it was with me and him. I got a few pictures of me and Pac, but we wasn't running around like taking pictures of each other and shit. That was just my nigga. Like, I fucked with him. He fucked with me. I met him through a chick named Teresa that I believe he was fucking. I used to fuck Teresa, and she called me one day, and she was like, hey, I got somebody I want you to meet. And I was like, for real? She said, yeah, he's out here from New York, and he raps. You guys just are a lot alike. I just think you guys will hit it off. So, well, I pulled up to her house one day, and he was over there. She introduced me to him, blah, blah, blah. We started kind of rapping, talking, you know. And Rob, he was talking about doing some music. He was fresh to the Bay Area, and this was pre-him. He hadn't even got with digital yet. He was new to the Bay Area. He was talking about doing some music, and blah, 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 blah. He wanted to do some music with me, and blah, blah, blah. But a lot of the shit that he was on was different than what I was on, even though I had range back then. But Pac was more like he was on some Black Power shit. Like, his songs, he had a lot of political type songs. And back then we was 415. That was the group that I had, and we was on some gangster shit. Like, we was on some just street gangster shit. So I used to always talk to him like, hell yeah, we could do some music, but we was doing more hanging out, smoking weed, and I was showing him the ropes and where to be and where not to be in the town, and shit, we kind of just started hanging. And then we got around to doing the music, you know. And if like people will listen to the songs, man, you listen to these tracks that me and him did, and people always be like, damn, I don't know, it was just something about when you and him was on a record together. Well, you could tell it wasn't like I was featuring on a record with somebody that just wanted me featured on a record, or he was featured on a record with me and I just wanted him on a record. It's just like, this is my nigga, and he like, hey, come get on my shit. And, nigga, I'm fucking with you. And you could hear that in the music, like we was partners, and you could hear that. So it's weird, man, that when I talk about him, because I don't, like, we've been on the phone damn near an hour. Like, it's real weird whenever I talk about Pac, because then I start thinking about him and just remembering all the shit, and this shit it's quirky, man, because me and that dude, man, we got a cool history, and we had a lot of fun together, man. We had a lot of fun together. He's a real good dude. I did an interview, and somebody asked me, what kind of person he was, and I was like, well, he wasn't a gangster. You know what I mean? And that's what I was talking about earlier. And somebody got on my Instagram some bullshit. What you mean he ain't wasn't no gangster? You just married? Man, Pac was my homeboy. The nigga wasn't no gangster, okay? Period. He just wasn't that. And that ain't no insult. To me, that's a fucking a plus. You know what I mean? I'm not a gangster either. I done did some gangster shit. You know what I mean? Fucking around, but I mean, I'm a smooth nigga. And Pac was a smooth nigga. And that's how we clicked. Like, he just wasn't this death row image that they painted of him was not his entire being, is what I'm saying. Now, he had some of that to him, you know. Whether he got that when he started fucking with Suge, who knows? Like, when I was fucking with him, he's always been militant. You know what I mean? He's always been very militant. You know his background. You know what he comes from. He had that incident with the police. So he always had some fire in him. But I'm just saying he's always been more prophetic to me as far as just the shit that he talked about and the shit that he rapped about. And his gangster shit was hard too, but it was just so much more to him than that.